Good morning, YouTubers. I'm a little tired. Alright, so it is, what is it, September 4th? Yeah. And so, Labor Day weekend was good. I went home. Had a good load out of Oklahoma. Took me through the house with that, and then went to up by north of Chicago to deliver on Tuesday. Man, traffic is just terrible in Chicago, as everyone knows. But then it seemed like this week is just gonna be kind of not the best. It started off hard. I left out Monday from the house about 9 a.m. Had all day to get up toward Chicago from where I was at. Really wasn't that big of a deal, a little over 500 miles. But from where I live to get to the Interstate 55, it's not that quick. It's not like easy. But I had to take some back roads, some old highway 412, which it's a good highway. Just you gotta go through a lot of smaller towns, you know, so you get a lot of stop and goes. But took a while. And still, by the time I got on the interstate, I'm like, it's still, I got all day, you know, no big deal. So I'll pull into the Pilot, and that's where it's like things started getting bad. So pull into a Pilot off the 55 and in Missouri, and it just seemed like everyone that worked there was just in a we don't like our job, don't care attitude. So they were in no big hurry, and all I wanted was fuel, get some fuel, scan my sheets, and I was like, well, it's time to get a cup of coffee and maybe something to drink, maybe I got some sunflower seeds for the trip, you know. I like just snack on stuff while I drive. Drinking gallons of water like crazy, and something salty, right? So something that should have taken 15-20 minutes. Fuel up, clean the windows, check the fluids, use the restroom, and be on my way. That ate up actually about 45 minutes. Just people, you know, sometimes other people's lack of productivity or proactive, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but they determine how your day may go to. So I got on the interstate, got going again, and at this time I was like, alright, well, enough of the 57 mile an hour saving fuel, which does save fuel, but I had to get going. I had to make up some time. So I thought, well, to get to Chicago, I know I could stay on the 55, I could go up to St. Louis, stay on the 55, cross over to Illinois, goes all the way up towards Chicago. Or hit the 57, cross over Southern Illinois, stay on 57, take Southern, go up all the way up Illinois. So I thought, well, it's Labor Day weekend. Labor Day, actually, on Monday. So there's going to be a lot of holiday traffic. Let's stay away from St. Louis, right? It's like a miniature Chicago, right? So best bet, stay on 57. We'll just take 57 all the way up. Man, wouldn't you know it? That's probably not the best decision. And holding this phone is actually tiresome. So I get to just before the 24 interchange, and apparently a big truck had a bad day, from what I heard on the radio. I never got to it, never saw it, but it backed up for miles. Man, we were stuck and just stopped traffic for, I don't know, 30 minutes. Then it started creeping as in like a car length at a time, you know. So that just destroyed my day. I finally made it to, you know, you pass the interchange of the 24 to the 57, and it was still backed up, like just crazy. Everyone was, you know, going north from like Kentucky and Tennessee, probably returning home. So the 24 was backed up for miles. The 57 was backed up for miles. I finally made it to 148 and jumped on that, went north toward Marion. And because I used to live in that area, I kind of was familiar with that route. Got on 13, back over to the 57 again, and then started rolling. But that killed my day. That just killed my day. I mean, at first, my day was like, I could go all day, right? All day. I just going to take, I don't know, from where I was at least 10 hours of driving. But now it's like, that's out the window. I'm not going to make it. I was doing the math like 2-3 times in my head. Okay. I gotta get here. I mean, how many miles I have left? You know, how many hours? Oh man, I gotta do my 30-minute break. I got to like Mount Vernon, pulled in, took my 30, and then that basically was a good time to use the restroom again. Another cup of coffee, and started driving again. And man, I can't remember what town it was. I'd have to look it up, but some of you guys will know. There's a Pilot and a Petro just south of, before you get to the 294 in Chicagoland up there. I pulled in there. I had an hour and 20 minutes left on my clock. I still had well over 80 miles to go to get to where I had to deliver. There's no parking available at the consignee, they say. And I Googled Earth, and I was like, well, let's, you know, see if there's a parking spot or somewhere. I'll find something, right, if I, you know, absolutely have to. But I Googled Earth, and really there was nothing. And then I looked up on a couple other trucker apps that will give you a heads up, like certain areas, like Walmarts that don't allow trucking parking. So I don't shop there. If you ain't gonna allow me to park there, you ain't getting my money. I'm not good enough to park there just to get some groceries and go. You ain't getting my money. So I had to park up early. That sucked. Which meant I wasn't at the consignee to get offloaded right at about 7 a.m. right when they start, you know, unloading. So I get rolling, had to deal with traffic, took what should have taken an hour and a half, took over 2.5 hours to get to, because good old Chicago traffic. Plus it rained. Then it started raining. And I get to a plant right at Port. It's basically off of a port of North Chicago, right out Lake Michigan, and delivering rolls of paper for drywall. So if you're familiar, you know where I'm at. They had me untarp outside, unstrap, untarp, and man, it's nasty, like muddy, nasty. Then all that drywall material that they use to make drywall was everywhere. My tarps are all nasty. I'm now nasty. That's trucking. That's flatbed work for you guys. Through that, you know, I just left the straps or the tarps on top of the trailer. Just threw one strap across. I was hoping for it to let it rain again, you know, let it wash off part of the tarps. But now I got a steel plant load now, which was over Well, it was 100 miles away, but I had an hour to get there. Don't you love it? Yeah, so an hour away, or an hour to get there to be picking up on time, but it's over 100 miles away in Chicago traffic in a 62-mile-an-hour truck. Needless to say, pickup was not done on time. But I get there, and it wouldn't have mattered. Man, it would not have mattered. I pulled up there, as far as I could count, there was at least 18 trucks in front of me. And then the line just continued around the corner. I couldn't even see as far. We were backed up on the highway to the steel plant. I was like, there's no way. And that's pickup number 1. I'm now at pickup number 2 right now. I'm in Stegall, Illinois. It's about 20 miles south of Chicago. So I was supposed to pick this load up yesterday at 3 p.m. That didn't happen. Hell, I was getting loaded at my first location. Was that 5 p.m.? Yeah. So I'm backed up a few hours. Or a day and a half, or a day, half a day. So that's trucking, guys. Even the load planners, you know, they try to work it out, but things happen. So what had happened at the steel plant, the first steel plant, apparently one of the scales was down. So they had one scale in and about 40 trucks trying to come through. So they had to just use the one scale, and yeah, that backed up everything. So then I get here, obviously late. They're a small little, it's a warehouse. It's not even a steel plant, it's a warehouse. They just have a huge warehouse full of all kinds of steel, from sheets to rebar or bars and tubing, and it's just all kinds of steel here. But they have to unstack a portion of my pickup from yesterday to put their steel on top and then put the other steel back. So it's a long ass process right now. They got a small little crane, it only picks up maybe 2 sheets at a time of the smaller pieces that I have, and they have to stack it somewhere else, put theirs on mine, and then grab my previous load and put it on top of that before I can roll out of here, re-tarp, re-chain, re-strap, and get on down the road. I think they're done finally offloading. Nope, I can feel them. The truck's rocking. They're still offloading. So I've stayed in contact with my fleet manager, and he's aware. He apologized. That's what's crazy. He actually cares. He apologized. He knows what's up. He's like, I've never had this issue. Never had this shipper before. Didn't know. I'm like, it's trucking, man. You can't predict when a scale breaks. You can't predict what if the crane broke? You know what I mean? What if their crane broke? Now, knock on wood that it doesn't, now that they've offloaded a portion of my first pickup. Oh my God, I don't even want to think about that. But, so they've rescheduled for tomorrow. I was supposed to be delivered today before 3. There's no way. It's over an 8.5 hour drive down to Tennessee where I'm going. Basically 57 all the way down to 24 into Kentucky, and then I gotta jump off of I can't remember exactly what highway, but backroads highways, through the remainder of Kentucky and then into Tennessee. So, and the load plan says ask fleet manager for directions that they don't even know where this place is at. So thank goodness I got Google Maps, and I'll route myself and pull out the atlas and check that. I'll get there, but luckily, knock on wood, no road closures or anything like that happens again. I got all day. I got a fresh clock here. I'll start that when it's my turn to start working, start loading, start rolling. I fueled up before I even got here yesterday because I knew they weren't going to be here. By the time I got here, they were already gone. So I fueled up, parked out front. I'm the first man here, so he was already asking. It's Wednesday now. He was asking basically if I want to go home so that way they could set us up for tomorrow's load that would get me home for the weekend. And I'm like, the week's just started. We had Monday off, and I picked up my last load before the weekend on Thursday. So yeah, I had enough time. Enjoyed the weekend. Enjoyed Labor Day weekend. Did some grilling. Apparently my roommate, she was like telling all her friends that I know how to grill and I do great. So they brought over, I myself grilled over like 12 burgers. I made some nice thick patties myself and threw some, I call it love, I threw some cheese and some peppers in there. Then stacked some more cheese on top. So I made myself some burgers, 12 burgers for the party. Then she marinated like 12 chicken thighs, and then one of her friends brought some pork chops. I grilled that, and then another friend of hers brought some carne asada. Man, we had so much food. It was good times though. I just spent the whole day, whole afternoon out there just grilling. But the mosquitoes, man, they love me because I am bit up. I don't want to show you guys where I'm bit, but in places I'm like, how the hell did you, like on my knees, down on my calves or one thing, because I was wearing shorts and sandals on the weekend, but I got them like on the back, of course on top of my head. One little booger got me on the top of my head, but on my back, my shoulder blade, right at the belt line, guys, right at your belly and your belt line. Ooh, that sucks, because everything you do, you just itch. There's no like relief from it until it just, I don't know, the mosquito venom, I don't know, saliva, whatever it is, eventually gets thinned out, goes away. But man, it's torturing me right now. So far, still everything's doing good. I'm on my way down to Tennessee in just a couple hours, and then who knows from there. Maybe I'll get a load out of Nashville or shoot over. There is another drywall. Oh, there's steel too. Steel plant too. Yeah, there's things down in Tennessee. Couldn't imagine hell they could even send me all the way back to Memphis. I get shingles out of Memphis like crazy. I'm kind of hoping for steel, but those steel, the slinky coils. I don't know. I don't care. As long as I'm making money, it's all good. And that is definitely what I'm doing here at TMC. I'm making money. This week's not going to be the best. But, hey, it happens, man. It's trucking. I got faith. He'll make it up to me. The load planner will make it up to me. Loads are a little light right now. It's starting to get to that slow season. but we got a hurricane hitting Florida. So a lot of relief loads are going that way, mainly lumber and building supplies, roofing. Lots of roofing supplies. Gotta head that way. But while majority of the fleets of nationwide are taking care of that, well, the normal daily loads need to be covered too. So, as we would think loads are going to start dropping because of the holiday season, a simple storm can change all that. The need returns. It's a supply and demand situation. They need supplies. We can bring it to them. So, alright, I rambled on for 20 minutes now, 21 minutes. Hope everyone's doing good. To my daughters, love you. I will give you a holla. See how your first week of school went and your Labor Day weekend. Thinking about you. And we will catch you later. Green Eye be rolling. Out.